Hey guys, this is Pokemaniac101 and welcome back to another Minecraft Snapshot video. This week we're looking at 21W07A and we've got some really interesting blocks to look over today. So the obvious highlight of the snapshot is the new Grimstone Block, which you'll find underground like literally anywhere. Anything under Y0 will generate with Grimstone instead of normal stone. So it won't be hard to get your hands on this stuff at all, and it looks so good. Like, I really love this polished Grimstone. Like, I don't know, it just looks kind of, it looks sharp. It looks really sharp. The Grimstone itself is like, you know, alright, that's a nice block. It could probably fit well with diorite or something like that. But yeah, but these textures just look, I don't know, just the borders and stuff. They've got like nice, sharp, dark borders, and they're pretty different from a lot of the new Jappa textures. A lot of the stuff he did was basically smoothing out stuff that was really just kind of hard-edged in the past. But we've got this new hard-edged block, and I just really like it. It just looks so good. That's all I can say about it. So it comes in 5 variants. 4 of those variants have the slabs, walls, and stair variants. So we have the normal Grimstone. This is what spawns naturally underground. And then you can craft it into polished Grimstone, Grimstone bricks, Grimstone tiles, and then chiseled Grimstone, which is just a single block on its own. Doesn't have any slabs or stairs or anything. So yeah, that's the new Grimstone block. And again, it just looks really cool, and it's really common. So I definitely see people using this for a lot of their 1.17 build. Imagine like Isengard built out of this, like Orthanc. Oh man, I've had Orthanc on the mine recently. But yeah, that is a really amazing block. I really love it. Now, outside of new blocks, we have a few texture changes, which I am a bit conflicted on. So they've changed the shape of the different ores, just so it's easier for colorblind people to determine them. So gold, copper, coal, and redstone all have new reshaped textures, and first of all, I'm glad that they're making changes so that it's compatible for everyone. Like I like that. I appreciate that they're making things better for colorblind people, but I don't know. They could definitely use a lot of tweaking. I do like the idea of having them each different shaped, but like maybe a little bit more subtle, I'd guess. So let's put them with the blocks we already had, and kind of like Lapis. Lapis is just like the old texture, but a little bit thicker, and then Copper is just like a little bit thinner. Emeralds is like kind of dots all over the place. So I think they could definitely be more subtle with it. The iron texture especially kind of blends in a lot with the stone. But overall, yes, it's a good idea. I do like, don't get me wrong, I like that they're giving more accessibility options and stuff. But it's going to take a while to get used to these textures, and I do think that they could like tweak them just a bit, make them a little less different. Like this is the extreme, and I think they can kind of dial it back a little bit. So it still works for the colorblind people, but like, you know, it's not too jarring for anyone who like loves the old textures. Diamonds have stayed the same. So they said since it's the most iconic block, this one's staying the same. So this is the only ore now with like the old ore pattern. They weren't just changing all of the blocks. They do like the old ore pattern, and so do I. So they did keep one of them, and diamonds is the one. And then also Blackstone. I don't really see much a difference with Blackstone, other than like the normal version kind of looks a little bit smoother than normal. Like, I haven't even seen them side by side, and I really can't tell the difference. So, yeah, Blackstone textures are alright. The ores are going to take some getting used to, though. So now we get to the rest of the snapshot, which has to do with generation changes. So, like I said, the majority of stone underneath Y0 will be changed into the new Grimstone. So, like I said, it won't be hard to get a lot of this at all. They've also changed it so that underneath Y0, granite, dirt, and diorite won't spawn, basically, like, at all. But they didn't mention anything about andesite, and as you can see, there are andesite patches, like, here and there along the world. So, if you really want andesite, but not the other stone variants, this is actually a good place to get a lot of it without worrying about, like, filling up your inventory with granite and diorite and stuff. So, that's pretty interesting. And then they've tweaked the ore generation, so now, based on different levels, it'll actually be more likely to get a different ore. Like in the past, I'll put up a little diagram that they put out there. It's not final or anything. They're really wanting to get people's opinions on this. But as you can see, in the past, like diamonds, for example, underneath like Y15 or whatever, wherever they spawned, they were the same level of rarity from there to 0. So they've actually been tweaking that a little bit so that now, you know, redstone will be more common near the bottom of the world than it does near the top. And emeralds, as you can see, are going to be really common, like right at the top of the world border. And I assume that's paving the way for the new mountains. But as you can see, this also means that you actually can't go too deep if you want certain ores. It used to be like if you want the rare stuff, mine at the bottom of the world, and you'll get like coal and iron and all that stuff along with it. But now, as you can see, like iron or no, copper, copper won't generate like underneath, you know, Y0. Basically at all. Neither will like coal or anything like that. So now mining at the bottom of the world is basically exclusively for the rare gems now, so that's pretty interesting. So you will kind of need to remember like where everything is now a bit more. Like I said, you mine at the bottom of the world, you get like everything, but now, you know, you mine too deep, you might miss the coal layer or something like that, or if you mine too high, you'll miss like the redstone layer, but you'll get like copper or iron or emeralds and stuff that aren't down at the very bottom. So yeah, this is definitely pretty interesting, and like I said, not final, so they do want our opinion on this. So if you have any major gripes with this, or even just, you know, kind suggestions and stuff, yeah, they definitely want to hear your input, so go let them know. They've also tweaked the generation of the massive caves, so they're a little bit rarer, which I was really hoping they would do. They look really cool, and I want them to stay special that way, instead of just like, you know, dig straight down, you're gonna hit a massive cave. So that's pretty nice. And then they've also fixed the issue where caves were flooded at like Y41 to sea level. They have fixed that. Or at least they made it less likely, because it is still possible. So I wonder if they kind of liked how it happened and just kind of wanted to keep it, but not, you know, all the time like it was. So that's actually kind of funny. And then they made a few tweaks with mine shafts. Now, I haven't been able to find one, or at least one that will load in. So I'm going to have to put up a picture for this one. But they tweaked mine shafts, so now if they spawn above a large drop, chains will actually be spawning in, supporting them up. So that's actually pretty cool. And then they fixed some of the stronghold generation issues, where sometimes you get like strongholds generating like in the middle of a ravine, and sometimes the portal room itself would be like cut off. It wasn't a very common thing, but yeah, it did happen, and I know of some people that have found strongholds like that. So yeah, they fixed that. You can now go to the end and hopefully every stronghold you find, and then they'll be much less kind of broken and glitchy when they generate in the world. Now, I should probably mention that you still can't load up old worlds that you created before the cave overhaul in the new snapshot, without messing a little bit with the world files. I did make a tutorial on how to do that, and if you want to see, I can put it in the description of the iCards or something. So you can technically still load up your worlds in this new snapshot, but it will be a little bit buggy. So just make sure you back up your world before you try it, because as you can see, it is a little bit rough when it comes to loading up brand new chunks. Then the last change to this update is they actually reordered the redstone tab in the creative inventory. So now the stuff you use the most often, so like redstone dust, or you know, most of like the basic redstone components, pistons, observers, dispensers, and stuff. These are all right at the front, and then as you go down, you start to get into like some of the non-redstone things that are still redstone related, technically, like trapdoors and doors and stuff. So yeah, just if you do a lot of redstone in creative mode, then this is just a small little quality of life change for you, so you aren't like scrolling down all the way to the bottom to get to the redstone dust. I don't do a whole ton of redstone in creative mode, but I do know that the redstone dust was always really annoying, being like at the very bottom of the list when it should be #1 like it is now. So yeah, there you go. Creative inventory has been tweaked a little bit, so now if you're doing a lot of redstone, things will be a little bit quicker to grab if you need it. So there we go. So that's it for the snapshot. It was a little bit of a smaller one, but we did get a really cool new block. along with it, and some pretty interesting new mining mechanics. So if you want to see the tutorial I made, I'll just leave it in the end screen or the iCards or something. I don't usually do like self-promo within these videos, but like it's really relevant. And judging by the comments, people are finding it really useful. So if you want to know how to transfer your old worlds into this new snapshot, with the quick disclaimer that it will be a little bit buggy, yeah, you can do that. So I'll leave the tutorial in an iCard or something, but that's just it for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!